Right guys, welcome back. It's my final day here in New Zealand. I am heading to the airport in an hour and I really don't want to leave. Yeah, it's been a very interesting journey here. 2 weeks, although it's felt like a lot longer. Like, interesting. Like some holidays, you go there and it feels like it's been a blink of an eye. No, this time I've really crammed a lot into these 2 weeks and really being able to take in a lot of New Zealand. Um, Ideally, I would have liked to see more of the North Island than I did, but yeah, especially here in the south, we've seen quite a bit. Definitely, I'll be back sooner rather than later. New Zealand's really starting to grow on me, and I will admit, last night, I was looking online at ranger jobs in New Zealand. I'll admit that. I'll admit that right now, because I really like this country. And yeah, anyway, just a bit of a quick recap. I'm just staying at a motel near the center of Queenstown. It's a pretty nice room. Got a double bed, desk area, a little tea station, suitcases all packed, and in here we have just a standard bathroom. Nothing too bad. Freshened up, had a shower this morning. It's freezing cold out there. It's down to -8 this morning. It's the coldest I've seen it on this trip, and that's the coldest I've ever seen it, I think, in living memory. There was a time in Austria. I was visiting my mom's family in Austria, and yeah, I think it got down to like -15. But I was like really young then, so I don't remember. This is the coldest I've seen it in living memory, down to -8 Celsius. I've had a few very cold mornings. Again, it's completely clear today. And yeah, still tons of snow up in the hills and all the mountains surrounding it, surrounding the town are snow-capped. There's not no snow in Queenstown itself, but yeah, I've really enjoyed this location. Honestly, it's been good fun. This trip, getting to good mix of traveling with others, friends, family, traveling on my own. Like I've done day trips and stuff on my own, so a good mix. Anyway, you'll see in the videos. Subscribe to my main channel, Utopia, and if you haven't already, it's linked on my channel page. But apart from that, day 60 of NoFap, going strong with everything. Yeah, in terms of course, the outlaw fitness, I've not been doing that throughout these 2 weeks. I've just been on holiday mode. Haven't been watching my diet, whatever. I've been eating whatever, desserts, ice cream, chocolates. It is what it is. It's what I expected during this trip. But I will say I haven't been as bad in that regard compared to previous trips. I've still been drinking herbal teas and all that. Haven't been working out that much, obviously. I mean, a lot of walking, which is good. But I'll definitely get back on the fitness journey when we go back. But yeah, day 60 of NoFap, that's been going strong throughout this time. It's interesting. Still, I have absolutely no urges. Like, this has been the easiest run that I've really ever had. Like, I just have since about day 20, I've been in. I can only describe it as a flat line, but I don't feel like I'm in a flat line emotionally anymore. It's just no urges whatsoever. Like, zero. Nothing. It's yeah, I don't quite know what's going on. I haven't experienced it like that before. I've always just in prior streaks. Yeah, it does get easier as you stack up the days, but I've never experienced it quite like this. It's like my body is just ready to live life being on retention long term. Like it's no big deal. So yeah, that's continuing on. And one other update. I have not touched alcohol on this trip. No, sir, I have not touched alcohol. So yeah, got through that really easy. I mean, none of the others around me really drink all that much. It's only really on special occasions. And yeah, we went to pubs. Some of the others had, a few beers and all that. I didn't drink anything. I just had ginger beers, like non-alcoholic. But yeah, I haven't touched alcohol on this trip, so that's good. Keeping that lifestyle going. So yeah, apart from that, I feel really good about myself on this really cold morning. It's nice and warm in here. I've got the heating going, full blast. And yeah, in about half an hour, I am getting picked up here and I got ordered an Uber, scheduled it last night, and yeah, need to head to the airport. It's really good that Queenstown has an international airport, so there's direct flights to and from Australia, so I can just fly direct to Gold Coast from here. I don't have to go to Auckland or anything. But yeah, man, I highly recommend if you get the chance, visit New Zealand, especially South Island, and yeah, even Queenstown. I wouldn't recommend spending all your time in and around Queenstown. I would say see other parts of the South Island, but no, Queenstown is a good base. It is a very touristy town that I'm in, which I'm not really the biggest fan of, but I will say, like, where I was born and raised, the Gold Coast, that's like a big tourist hub in Australia, and I'm really not a fan of the Gold Coast. I like Queenstown much better than the Gold Coast, let me tell you. I much rather have a nice wintry holiday here than a beach getaway on the Gold Coast. I'm not. I like the sea. I like beaches, but I'm more a fan of mountains and forests and being in this sort of environment. So yeah, overall, I'm very impressed with New Zealand. I will do videos upcoming where I break down my observations, differences between Australia and New Zealand. Because coming on this trip, I was very curious just to see the similarities and differences. Of course, there was no culture shock coming here at all. Like the way things operate, the way things work, the cultures. There's a lot of similarities, so there's really no culture shock, no language barrier, of course, anything like that. But there are certain interesting differences I've observed that I do want to discuss in upcoming videos. And yeah, I'll be lying if I said I am not considering relocating to New Zealand, which would be an interesting turn of events because the current trend is that lots of Kiwis, especially young Kiwis, move to Australia for better pay and better job opportunities. But let me just say, things have changed in the last few years. And yeah, I've compared my situation and my living circumstances and the situation in Australia to my friends and family that I have over here. And it's been interesting. It's been interesting. The historic trend is not necessarily true, not necessarily holding anymore. Like, yeah, there's still tons of Kiwis moving over, but in terms of like, what I mean is like, the grass is not necessarily always greener on the other side, which tends to be like a lot of Kiwis. They look over at Australia, stronger economy, better job opportunities, better pay, but yeah, there's certain things about the lifestyle here and Kiwi culture that I do like a lot. I have to admit, like, I'll just say a bit now. I'll just go into that a little bit now. So, like, compared to Aussies, Kiwis are way more laid back, way more relaxed, way more laid back. I mean, Aussies themselves, like, very laid back compared to many other people in the world. But it's on a whole other level here, and I do like that chilled out vibe. Like people are just very chilled, very relaxed here. And that translates into other parts of the culture. Like Australia, I have to say, man, Australia has changed, and unfortunately, not for the better. And certain things here in New Zealand actually remind me of what Australia was like when I was growing up. Like even though I'm 25, I'm not that old, of course, by any means. I'm not like a boomer that says, "Well, back in my day." But no, even in my short life, Australia has changed big time, especially in the cities. And yeah, I don't know. Parts of the lifestyle here do remind me a bit of how Australia used to be when I grew up. And anyway, I'll get more into all this as I go on, but I do like I do like certain aspects of the lifestyle here. Of course, I can't. It's very different. I'm here on holiday. It's very different if I were to say get a job here and live and work here. Of course, I understand. I would need more time to take it in. I'm not going to take any rash decisions, but still, it will be interesting to try it out for a while. I do like that certain aspects of Kiwi culture, but of course, there's things I like a lot. I still love Australia. I'm grateful for my life in Australia, and yeah, yeah. Look, I'm not talking bad. I don't mean to talk bad about Australia, right? I don't mean anything like that. I will talk. There's things that Australia does better than New Zealand. Okay, I'll talk. I'll go both ways. I'll talk about both ways. A fair comparison in future videos. But yeah, just some quick observation that I just wanted to share. It's quite interesting just to observe. And apart from that, I just love the landscape, the nature. It's just unbeatable. New Zealand is known for its beautiful scenery and nature, and let me tell you, it's not at all overhyped. It is well worth the hype. 100%. 100%. You got to come to New Zealand. Really, really cool. So, yeah. Yeah, I love the landscape. I love the cooler climate as well. Like, yeah, it's -8 outside now, but I don't mind. I could get used to this. I could easily get used to this. Um, yeah, yeah. If anything, just to dodge Aussie summers. Yeah, that would be cool. Summers here would be great. So I've heard of how the summers here. So summers here, very mild, very rare to get hot days above say 30. Like usually the days tend to be in the low 20s Celsius. Nights are much cooler, and you get longer, especially down here on the South Island. We're much further south than say where I live in Queensland. We get longer days. The sun only goes down at like 9:30, 10 p.m. It's like it's really good for the outdoors, and you don't have to worry about snakes. And yeah, yeah, I love the nature here. I love the landscape. Australia's got beautiful nature as well, but yeah, New Zealand has just it's a much smaller country. Of course, Australia is a whole continent, so we've got a lot more diversity in terms of landscape, wildlife, nature, of course. But New Zealand, I have to say, has a lot more going on in a much smaller area. It's really amazing the diversity that there is in such a small space. New Zealand's only about the size of the UK in geographic size, slightly larger, I think, slightly larger than the UK, combining the North and South Island. But yeah, it's amazing to see the diversity in landscapes here in New Zealand, from the rolling green hills of the North Island to the jagged peaks of the Southern Alps and South Island. So, yeah, quick recap of my trip. I haven't touched alcohol. Still going strong with NoFap. Everything else is good. So now going home, back to work. Don't even remind me. I don't want to go back to work, but I gotta stack up once again, save up some money for the next journey, and of course continue to pay the bills, all that. But yeah, let's just say I'm very closely going to keep my eye on New Zealand. I'm still going to look for jobs in Australia as well. My main goal now is find full-time work as a ranger. I'm still 100% going to look in Australia, no doubt. But I would say the chances now, I'm either going to move interstate in Australia, or I'm going to move here. Yeah, yeah, that's it. So apart from that, hope you all enjoyed. I will catch you back in the land down under.